episode 8 of the FTP.
8. It's a nice hit. That was a nice hit.
What do you think about work?
Work?
Work.
As far as Walmart specifically, or just work in general, like having
Jobs.
to work?
Jobs?
Jobs?
What do you view a job like? What is a job to you? What is a job to you?
A job to me, like a standard, you're employed somewhere. I don't know, it's just your way of contributing to society, which in turn gets you by being able to...
Do you think jobs are necessary?
Yes, I do. I think jobs are
I
necessary
don't.
in the sense that, like, everyone needs to contribute something. Like, why should some people have to work their asses off,
Yes.
doing overtime, like doing this, could be dangerous stuff, but like some
Yeah.
people have to work and put in the effort, and then you just get to sit there. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like everybody has to contribute something, and I mean, it gives you money. I know money is very, very. That's a whole nother subject, but.
It's a concept of power.
Yeah, and you want to but you want to have money to be able to get by, and jobs, I mean, that's the way to do that, and a way to feel like that it's a discipline in itself to have a job.
Yes.
And that's good.
Yes.
It's good to have that discipline.
Not calling out of work has really given me a routine. It's the
Yeah,
only way
exactly.
I hold a routine.
No, exactly. It's like, I feel better not calling out or using my, PPTO.
I can't, or I'll lose my job. I got.
That too.
Yeah.
That too, because I call
That's
out
the
for...
only thing that gets me up some mornings.
Because
Oh my
I call out
God.
for stupid stuff sometimes, and I've been trying to get better at that, and then I feel it is more of a routine, and when you get in more of a routine like that, the weeks fly by for me.
Yeah.
Like it will.
Do you know why that is?
Huh.
Why does time fly by the older you get?
The older you get, I mean,
It's less. You have fewer new experiences. And
Yes.
So you start getting into habits of doing things, and everything becomes a habit, and then you just start going through the motions, and once you get to that point, your feelings will become predictable, and then that's where you
Mhm.
find yourself when you're very depressed.
Definitely. You're just rotting in the same experience over and over and over.
I think way too many people at work are very, very miserable.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like, it almost is like they try to be miserable, and it's like, man, if I'm at this place, neutral, just say being neutral, like,
Okay.
if I'm at this place that I have to be at for 40 hours every week, I'm going to try to make the most of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to try to have fun while I'm there. You know what I mean?
That's why I got so livid when they took my earbuds.
Yeah, I would have been too. No, I went through the same thing. Good.
I remember
good
the
thi-
first time they took yours, and you were pissed.
Oh my
And then
God!
I
Because
was like, man, he seems like he's overreacting. Like, come on, it's not that bad. And then I got mine taken, and I was like, oh my
it's
fucking
bad. It's bad.
God.
And it's like, dude,
And now they don't even say shit.
they don't
don't
give a
even-
fuck. There was a coach wearing an earbud. There was a
I've
coach.
seen Richard.
He's starting to do it now. He's starting to wear earbuds now. It's like, yeah, you. Like I said, not name drop.
Probably should have named dropped.
It's okay. They don't know where we're at, so it's
We're
okay.
talking about any Richard.
Yeah, any Richard in the world.
Disclaimer.
But no, man, that's no, yeah, they don't care anymore. So I'm thankful for that. I'm not gonna say anything about, well, you guys don't care now. I'm not gonna say that.
That's
Dude,
why I don't.
let
like,
me.
That's why I don't like jobs though. Is I don't like it whenever there is someone. Who the fuck are you to be able to tell me what I do with my life? And then not only
Yeah.
that, with psychedelics, it's like, who the fuck is anybody to tell me that I can't take something that helps me,
Now
that makes me
yeah,
better? That doesn't not only help me, but it literally creates a realm of creativity and just overall being in the moment. Like Ram Dass says, be here now. And if you're just here now and you allow this to be enough, then suddenly you don't need anything. You don't need money.
Yeah.
You don't need a job. You don't need shit. And then I live in a world where I could honestly work 2 days a week and be fine.
Yeah.
If I could just stretch enough for food, figure out routines, and get responsible.
Do you feel like having more free time is beneficial to you?
It's not free time. See, the fact that you call it free time, what does that make work time?
Work time?
What is that? Is it your freedom to work, or is it like your prison time?
Well, it's all perspective. If you look at it like that, your life would be way more miserable than just looking at it as time to...
So that goes
It's
into
just like school.
the theory of relativity, where perspective is only true to that which is relative for it to exist, the perspective to exist. And so outside of that perspective, though, there's still much more that is not being taken into thought. Like whenever you try to make a point about something, you make your stance, and then you can never lay out everything about everything, or never have every single reason to say that like wearing earbuds is better, for example, but you can hand select some and then use that as your grounds for
Hand select some what?
reasons that wearing earbuds are better. And then what that would be is that's like a perspective. And so there's still many other reasons why earbuds are better. And so ultimately it's like viewing a cat through a fence. And what you see is the cat's head, the cat's body, and then the cat's tail. And you could say that those are three separate things if you had never seen a cat before in your life. And let's say you were 5 years old and you just see this creature go by. Was that three separate creatures, or was that one? And so that's kind of what perspective is. Every single one of those three has its own truth. But many people, that's about as far as I've gotten.
into that philosophy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, just because you perceive that, what you perceive isn't always true.
It's only somewhat true. It's only relatively true. That's where...
Are you saying true if you believe it?
It's only relatively true if it's relatively true to you. Like for some people working at Walmart would literally make them want to kill themselves. For other people, it's exactly what they want. They want the job at Walmart. They like it. They want to be there. And that is perspective, I believe.
Yeah,
and
that's
which shapes our personality.
exactly.
Which ultimately, though, is not us.
Yeah, our personality is not us because of the ego. Our ego never truly lets us be how we truly are. You know what I mean? That's why taking psychedelics is so awesome, and so it's just for so many people been this enlightening spiritual experience.
What
and it's
about the
because
people
of
that take it and then they either become more cuntish or they use it to justify their personality in a sense?
Yeah, you can use it definitely for that too.
It took me like a good 6 months of tripping before I finally stopped going through hell every single trip. Like I was having continual bad trips always, and then it wasn't until like 6 months after where I had this trip where it was just the most blissful, beautiful fucking. And what's weird is that was the trip after I had the trip where I almost burnt my house down.
Oh God.
I stripped off all the LED lights on the ceiling. Like, I was knocking shit over. I knocked that shelf over.
What were you
and
tripping
everything
on?
Psychedelics, shrooms.
Shrooms? How many grams did you take?
A heroic dose.
A heroic dose? Yeah.
A heroic dose. Which is my
Is it like you were in a completely different reality
Limbo.
and you couldn't...
Limbo. You're in between life and death. That's literally what it's
Yeah.
like.
Well,
You're,
so did you not think you were... So when you
you're
were
not
doing it,
here.
you didn't realize...
No, you don't. You get so into the moment. You're here now so extremely and so far that you have zero negative understanding of what yesterday was and what tomorrow is. It is just now for eternity. That's where you are. And then you find yourself in this weird place. It's also referred to as the K-hole for ketamine.
Yes.
It gets you to that same spot. And then also like acid loops are like the beginning of that starting to happen. And for me, what happened for a lot of people is where, I mean, it's just it. I was like a Jesus freak for a good 3 months.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
Long ago. That fucked me up. And then I tripped again, and
I am jealous of people that have faith, that are able to have faith in a.
Are you gonna show up to work tomorrow, or day after tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's faith. You have faith. You have faith.
Well,
dog.
you know what I mean though, like faith in a religion, being able to believe.
Religion is purely, like I said, the quote. It's the blanket we throw onto the mystery that is us.
Exactly.
To give it understanding.
And
to
I feel
see it,
like
to give it shape.
People that actually live by Christianity, you know, they're not just like, they don't just grow up with Christian parents and be like, yeah, I'm Christian. No, I'm talking to like
There's
people
two types of
who
Christians, yeah. Where
people
their
who-
family's
yes.
Christian or they chose to be.
People who devote their I don't want to say devote their lives, but they adopt the values of that religion.
They do. Devote their lives.
They do. Well, yeah.
Very much so.
Monks do.
Like
Monks
my-
devote their lives, but I
People
mean,
people like my mom do. Oh my gosh, yeah, they do.
and
I
it's
mean, down to the food you eat, down to when you go to bed, down to the way you literally do everything.
I just feel like people who genuinely and accurately follow like the Christian religion, you know, adopting its values, I feel like it does better your life. If you're able, if you're a good Christian,
unable to give yourself structure.
yeah,
have
like
faith
that's
in
what I'm saying.
yourself.
You don't need religion to do that.
No.
It's just religion, having faith in having faith in that religion.
Yes.
eh,
What is religion though? There's a concept I've come up across, which isn't religion just rituals?
No.
It's a lot of rituals. Rituals, which would be like.
What do you mean ritual? What kind? What do you
Reading
mean?
the Bible every day, that's a ritual. Praying before you eat, that's a ritual.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a ritual.
Like
but
smoking cigarettes is a ritual. So you apply that to doing everything to do with God, and it becomes just a symbol set of rituals.
well, not
and-
every Christian does that.
Well, okay, so look at religion and the way you live your life. They are the same. And then start there. How could they be the same? And then you break it down, and it's gotten me to this place of it's just rituals. It's literally all just rituals. Like the way I have my room and everything is attracting a certain energy. It's attracting whatever it is. It is my form of God.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
performing those rituals and stuff, you can do that and still at the same
Is that
time.
not what tripping is? A ritual?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just a repetitive action that
Well, whether
it's
you
whatever
view it as that or not, is it the truth still not true?
the
What is the truth? And then you really continue.
if you just because you're doing these rituals, it doesn't change how you think, or it doesn't give you faith just to read the Bible. Anybody
No.
can
No,
read
it does
the
not.
Bible.
Read the book of John. You're tripping, dog.
Yeah,
The book
so- yeah.
of John.
Yeah.
Well, you'll make it probably through half a page before you're just like, what the fuck am I reading? It's
Right, it
fucking-
just hits every mark, dude. It's like
Well, it just makes sense.
it makes sense. Yeah, it makes
weird
sense. That's
amount
what I'm
of
saying.
sense.
Like, I feel like I'm not gonna say that, but I feel like Christianity is for the most part good. Like, there's corruption in every aspect of every facet of society.
That's
But
the only way good can exist. What is the opposite of evil?
evil.
Opposite of evil.
I don't know if there's a word for it, but like
Love? Did you say
evil,
love is?
love. You think?
Yeah, the opposite of evil. And so you break love down, what would even be more of that? What is love? If you can't love the exact same thing with nothing changing forever. The that doesn't give you any room to love. Otherwise, you'd just be a statue, and there's no capability to give love, being a frozen image. And so, therefore, in order for the love to exist, the opposite side of the coin must also exist, which would be evil. And then between those two is fun.
Do you think it's all relative?
It's fun. I think this goes beyond relativity. Maybe.
Because the human
For
psyche is
us,
just
for
so
humans.
the human psyche is just so complex that it's like, I mean, if you have one end of the spectrum, you're gonna have the other, and it's, you know what I mean, as far as evil and good, love, whatever you want to call it, you know, and it's, I don't know, man. I just feel like, I don't know what it is that stopped me from being able to be faithful in a religion like that. I guess it's how I was raised. I mean, I like just all the. I mean, I was on the internet by a young age, so I was already like
Is it not
consuming all
righteous
these.
to question it though?
I do definitely. I'm not an atheist. I'm wearing an atheist shirt, dude. It's a band, but like I'm not an atheist. Like I wouldn't call myself that.
In
But
the Bible, you know the story where they fight Michael, the angel. Abraham fights Michael. He wrestles him. He literally wrestles God.
and where?
Abraham.
Abraham?
Yes.
Oh, this
in
is
the
a
Bible.
story.
Yes, and Jordan Peterson has a book called We Who Wrestle with God, and I think that, like, as a kid, the one thing I really don't like about religion is, if not used correctly, I do believe it's a form of abuse, especially towards if you're really young, because, like, the best example I've heard was, if someone's telling you the story about Adam and Eve, right, and then they get to the serpent part, and the serpent speaks, as a child, are you not curious as to how the fuck does a snake talk? And if you ask that, you're just told to shut up or shush or, like, you know.
I mean,
listen to
it
what
is
the
pretty
story is.
well known that the stories are all metaphors. They are all metaphors.
As a child, though, you can't really understand that.
I mean, no, that's why. Well, I mean,
It's
as
a
an
form of
adult,
abuse.
you can understand that Santa doesn't exist.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's. I like to believe in what I can not necessarily see, but what is. Everything's like patterns, and so nothing's ever always the same because it's always changing, morphing, and becoming. However, in the patterns, let's say there's high points and low points. As the pattern goes through, it's always changing, but in order for it to always change, it must also be similar, and so then the parts that are more similar in the pattern are more true, and you try to get closer to that truth, which is more of a, you see yourself as everybody, really.
Do you think you think logically? I'm not, and that's not an insult. I'm saying, like, do you think that the way you're, since tripping and stuff like that, and you know, really venturing down
my identity
your
is,
consciousness,
it's hard to get a grasp of who I really am at this point.
do you think you're just logically thinking, like, do you think psychedelics allows you to just logically think about everything, or you think it's above logic,
Are
it's
you right-handed or
something else?
left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay, so I'm left-handed, so I would agree that it probably is more logic than how I used to think. What psychedelics do is they allow you, so if you're right-handed, you know how you use the opposite side of your brain more often? So
I've heard
because
that.
I'm left-handed, I use my right side of the brain, which is like feelings, creativity, that kind of thing. And then left side is like logic, math, I don't know any good examples. Police, lawyers, less creative kind of things. Or emotional kind of things, let's say.
But there are exceptions. Let's say.
There's a middle ground. And what the middle ground is where you use both sides of your brain. And so what psychedelics do is it kind of like
Does it unlock that
wakes
other
up
part?
your entire brain.
Yeah.
Just wakes it all up. And you're just like in
Do you think it wakes it up for that moment, or do you think it unlocks it for?
It depends on how you see it. Some people take psychedelics and they're just like, oh, I just took drugs.
Well, yeah,
That's
exactly.
not-
It's
this
how
has
you.
nothing to
I
do
feel
with
like
me.
most people, or not most people, but a lot of the people I've known who've taken psychedelics, they don't view them
Well, a lot
as
of people have taken them at least once.
yeah.
A lot. But
Yeah.
they never were like, what the fuck is this?
When you come at it, when you go into a trip with the intention of it being, it's all intention.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
set intention for it to be a spiritual, mind-opening, just, epiphany of a fucking trip.
Yes.
When you go into it like that, it is like that. It's like that. It can be like that. You know what I mean? Especially with a high dose. But all the other people who've taken it, it's just at parties, just a party drug. You can use it like that too. But that's why it also fucks over some people, because they're not ready for their mind. They're not ready to not be in control.
No.
They're not ready for it.
No.
And they don't expect to not be in control of their mind and their thoughts and shit. It's like, well, man, that's why you should have respected the medicine. You know what I mean?
Well, for me, you kind of let psychedelics do 90% of the work, and you get out of your own way, and you just set an intention. Yes, and that's about all. That's really all you do, and then from there, you just.
Yeah.
If there's no fear that's present,
Yeah.
intention will surely come true.
And definitely psychedelics aren't a cure for anything. They show you what you need to work on. They show you they show you the solutions. You have to put them have to put them to practice.
What they also do would be, as far as they show you the parts you need to work on, is those are parts of yourself you're already looking at whenever you're sober.
Yes.
They might be like 10% of your life.
And you can push them back.
Like every 5 minutes when you wake up, you'll wake up and you'll be miserable, and then most people go drink coffee and they shut up all those feelings. In psychedelics, that feeling is just as relevant as every other feeling.
Yes,
and
exactly.
that's where that fucks some people up.
Yeah. Which actually, I've tripped maybe 6 to 8 times now on shrooms, and 3 times on acid. Shrooms, maybe. Okay, so close to 10. I've tripped close to probably 8 or 9. Okay, anyways.
What would you say the difference is between the two?
I'll get to that, but I tripped maybe 8 times around there, and oh man, what was I gonna say? No, I've tripped close to 8 times, and what was the reason for that?
What's the difference between your first trip and the last trip?
The first trip was magical, dude. I took shrooms. I took a gram of shrooms. Josh grew his own, and
That's it. I swear to God, I have such a problem. Anytime I talk to people, they're like, "Yeah, I just do it. Like, just I'm over." Wow.
What?
I wish that's how I started. Whenever I first got my first things was, I was stimulus check, and so I bought 14 tabs, and we all did like several.
That's ridiculous for your first time.
It was fucked.
How was that? How did that go?
Well, like, no. I can't cut you off there. Keep going.
I don't know. You asked me something,
But no, whenever you trip, what was the difference between the first time and the last time?
but well, honestly, they were really, really similar trips.
Like, what's changed
But
though?
oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say. I've tripped close to 8 times. I've never done it alone. I've done it with other people who were tripping. Oh no, not the first time. The first time I took it alone. I took it.
That's probably what I was.
I meant I'm the only one tripping, but there were several people
That's
at the
still not
house.
the same.
It's not the same.
No.
And honestly,
Like, imagine
I
tripping in
wanna
this
say-
room, and it was your room alone.
yeah. Oh, that would be nice.
You wouldn't have.
I need to put some stuff up on my walls. I need to hang some stuff up. Definitely, my room is. It looks like a dorm room. Dude. But
Don't make the mistake I made, and where am I? The things you hang up end up really affecting your trip more than you think. And like the one thing, the mistake I made was I hung up too many eyes.
oh, eyes.
You look around. There's people. There's things
Oh,
looking
okay.
at you
Yeah,
all
that
the
makes
time.
sense. Yeah.
And so like that's fucked with me several trips.
Just feels like you're being watched.
Well,
by
you
it.
go take a shit ton, and you'll like everything just has its own consciousness. Like you're no longer alone.
Yeah.
You're communicating
sense,
with
yeah.
the world,
Yeah.
so to sense, with everything outside of your intention
Mhm.
isn't you, but you're communicating with it.
And Yeah, but I part of me was scared. I say was because I'm fully.
I'm scared all the time.
Well, I am definitely ready for a solo trip, but part of me was or is still kind of scared of tripping alone.
That's because you're gonna go through it eventually. If you keep down this path where you have a solo trip that goes south, and you just gotta pray that things work out, because it's fucking dude.
I don't think any trip is bad necessarily unless you really have the wrong setting for it. Like, if you're in a crack house, that's probably not the good.
There have been so many times where if I had a gun and that bad trip happened, I would have shot myself without a doubt. It's just you can't cut your throat while you're tripping is really hard to do. It's not
So why do you want the guns then?
Because it's easy. It's a pussy way out.
Why do you want to do the pussy way out? What
I don't want to.
knowing that you're gonna feel like committing suicide while under the influence of that's not necessarily a good thing, brother.
Well, imagine if Jesus was outside your room. You were facing eternity. So either heaven or hell, and Satan is within your walls.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
And you're stuck there forever. It never ends, and there's no escaping. And you just, God's knocking, and Satan's whispering in your ear. It's fucking. Trust me, if you had a gun, you would.
Would you do salvia?
Yes.
You would do salvia?
Yes.
I would do. Dude, DMT is like the happy version of salvia.
It's the best.
Salvia is like the devil version.
Oh my god.
It's not good, dude.
It's anybody that doesn't consider that to be worth trying.
I want to try that, dude. Reading trip reports from all these people who've done it, the fact that it lasts like 10 minutes or something. Not even. It can last, and you're gone, and it's like
you can't.
They remember every little.
So hard to put into words, though.
I know, but the fact that these people, they remember every single little minute detail that lasted 27 years for them, which was in reality 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, in salvia, yeah.
On salvia, and it's like, dude, they remember everything, and it's the most impactful thing, or one of the most impactful things in their entire lives was doing salvia, and it's like that is so so fascinating to me.
Yes, there's this guy named Joe Dispenza, where his whole walk is basically talking about how the stronger the emotion, the more impactful the change, and so doing salvia, I'm sure that's very intense. At a level that you couldn't even get if you were bleeding out on a battlefield. Salvia is more intense.
Yeah.
And so therefore, it's inevitable that it's super life-changing.
That's a good way to put it, though.
Very inevitable.
But I would do DMT most definitely, because in the sense it's again like salvia, to where you get taken out of your body. I mean, if you smoke enough. If you smoke once, it's not going to do that. But you know what I mean. Like, breaking through on DMT, or like even going into the waiting room.
Having someone give you the last hit as you're in.
Yeah, exactly, because you need that last hit. But just it's like salvia in the fact that you get sent out of your body. You're somewhere else.
Very
as opposed from
so.
When you take enough acid, enough shrooms, it can do that too.
So,
but it's a lot more.
What psychedelics, what shrooms and acid are, is the rabbit hole, and then what DMT or salvia would be Mars.
Yeah. Do you think
a different galaxy?
Do you think? Yeah, that's good. Do you think that the entities and things from DMT, do you think that is a constant thing and that exists? Like everybody's seeing the same entity, you know what I mean? How it's reported, or do you think that's just all? Everybody's heard that, so everybody sees that, or
I think it's your personality, your thoughts. So it's the same thing. I think it's the same thing for everyone, but everyone's not the same. There's some. We're all the same ocean, but you're still different droplets of water in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all different droplets, but it's all the same thing.
But it's all
from
you.
Every droplet's perspective, they're gonna see the bottom of the ocean floor from a different angle. And so it's going to look different for everyone, but it's still the same ocean floor. That's how those entities are, I do believe. And so therefore, I think it's the same entity, but depending on...
Have you taken DMT?
Yes.
How many? How many times?
What? Did it one time.
Was it the cart, or was it...
cart.
Did you do it? How much did you do?
So I took like a hit, and then like 2 hits, and like I was just faded, like slipping in and out of reality. It was fucking...
But you didn't
No,
like...
I was like literally going to the black void and then coming back. And
Oh,
just
really?
floating in between there. And
So next time you want to
then, well, I did it again, and I took 3, and I went to the black void, and it was dark, and like there were faint noises, faint lights, but I was like, it was like a tunnel. Like you leave, and then you're just moving forward. It's weird. It's fucking weird. And then I just was there for a minute, and then I just came back. And it's not, it didn't come back like the same way. It was kind of where you just wait. You like something your soul leaves your body. That's the best way to put it.
What do you think about the fact that DMT already exists in many plants and in our own brains before we even...
Who the fuck is somebody to tell me I can't take it?
Yeah,
That's
well,
what
see,
I
that's
think.
what I'm saying. Especially with DMT, dude, because that already naturally occurs in your brain, right?
And not only that, whenever you die, it gets flooded into your brain.
That's what I'm saying.
You're
That's exactly what I'm
tripping,
saying. So my question is, which I like to believe the former when I say this, that when you're having a near-death experience or about to die, your brain gets flooded with DMT. So could that DMT, the levels spiking up, could that be transporting you to that world, the afterlife? Could that be the astral plane? Could that be, you know what I mean?
The problem I have with that theory is, what if your head gets blown into little pieces by a cannon or an explosion? Where's the doorway? You're kind of...
Do you think you would have to have a really strong emotional connection or like experience with your death to be able to go into the afterlife? You think if you get shot in the head, it's done, you're black, it's black?
I think the human form is the best form. I think it is. I really do.
Yeah.
The point is to not want to leave. And that's where a lot of people that do DMT often, the only message they get from the trip is to stop doing drugs. Like, start living here, stop trying to escape.
Because when you get the message, hang up the phone.
Yeah.
Hang
up the phone.
Until you need it again.
It's psychedelics are. I mean, the DMT is. That's also would explain ghosts, though.
Yeah.
People that got their head blown off, they just turned into a ghost. They're stuck here.
Because their soul didn't get, the DMT didn't suck the soul out and take it somewhere else into the astral plane.
And they're stuck here.
And now they're, dude, that's, I mean, it's a cool thing to think about.
It would explain a lot of shit.
It's a cool thing to think about, but it's just, or do you think it's just your brain's way of taking you somewhere more comfortable right before you die? Like, you know how like there's been people who have been being tortured and stuff, and their brain completely blocks it out and just takes them away from the experience because it's so intensely horrific. It will take you somewhere else. Your brain will.
The only thing I can really believe that I've understood from that is that there's a lot of stories where people go to hell when they die, and they come back and you're like, I went to hell, I was being tortured, hell's real. And what I think that is you receive the love that you think you deserve. That's the love you ultimately get. And so therefore, if you don't think you deserve any love, then whenever you die, maybe you just don't get any.
Could be that. Or it could be just all perspective again. It could be the way, for instance, Christians, if they having a near-death experience and they end up flatlining or being dead for a little bit and being brought back, those DMT levels coming, if you're fully tripping on DMT, you might see a construct of
your
God, what you believe in. And if you are not religious in the slightest, It could be jack shit. You could be seeing nothing.
Well, that's what
It could
I
just
think
take you out.
If you don't believe in anything, you don't have that kind of spirituality, so to say, then the things that happen to you, you won't recognize. There will be no blanket to throw on the God, and so
Yeah.
it will be pure mystery. And typically what comes with that is a lot more fear.
Yeah,
Normal.
yeah.
And so then if that would explain why some people, they have near-death experiences, and it's horrific. It's scary as fuck.
Yeah. I don't know. That DMT thing's fascinating to me. I definitely want to do that. Don't know about salvia, dude. What about datura? Have you read
Never
about
heard of
that? Dude,
What's datura?
it's a poisonous flower, basically. It's a poisonous plant. And so people take the seeds. Okay, so imagine salvia, DMT, all take you out of this world. It transports you to another galaxy. Like you're somewhere
Yeah.
completely foreign.
Yeah.
Datura, it's like living a nightmare. It's like you are fully conscious of where you're at. You can move around and go do things, but you will straight up see things and hear things that's not there, even though you're well grounded in this reality. Like you're well grounded in your surroundings. But you could be. But there was a story of this guy who yeah, there was a story of this guy who took datura, and he had his friend Trip sitting him, and it started out they were playing games. They were playing Mario Kart or something. And he had his friend over, and they were playing Mario Kart, and he had this whole plan of the day to do the datura. So he had already done it by now. He had already done it by now, and they were sitting there playing Mario Kart. And he's like, and all of a sudden, I just remember looking down and wondering why I'm playing Mario Kart. Why is Steve in my room? And he's like, hey, Steve, what are you doing in here? Like, what are we doing? Like, why are you here? And he's like, I'm trip sitting you, bro. You're doing the datura. And as soon as he said that, he said he got the biggest wave of fear rush over him that he totally forgot why he was there, right? Anyways, fast forward a little bit. They go down to the kitchen. And Steve's sitting on the couch, and he's watching the TV in the living room.
Yeah.
And the kitchen's connected to him. So he decides to get up and go get water from the kitchen. Pour him a glass of water, and when he comes back, Steve is not sitting on the couch. The TV is off. And he looks around for a second, and then he's like, he hears Steve saying, hey, I'm over here, bro. Like outside in the backyard. He's like, I'm out here. He's like, okay. So he had to rush on and put on shoes and go outside. And he's like, he wasn't out there. He's like, what are you doing? Like, where are you at, And, yeah. And then all of a sudden he hears, he looks over his backyard, and he sees by the dog pen in his backyard all of his childhood friends standing there.
No. This sounds scary.
And yeah, it's just that. I just what I'm saying. He is fully walking around and totally like conscious of where he's at, but is totally. It's like what people think acid does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does that, and it's wild stuff. He totally goes in, and from Steve's perspective, that was his friend. He came back from the kitchen with the water, and he was like, hey man. And he totally looked past him like he didn't see him at all. Like he was like, wondering where he was at. He was sitting right there. He just couldn't see him. It's crazy stuff.
You do like 8 tabs, and then you look at the TV or your screen. You just look at the TV, and then whatever's playing doesn't matter. Picture whatever you want.
Yeah.
And make it reality, and then
It's
you
wild.
can like morph images.
Do you think that's when the static's on? Or you think like a blank? It doesn't matter what it is,
Statics,
right?
but like let's say you play a song,
Uh-huh.
and for example, the album cover of the song was very staticky, blurry, dark. If you squinted your eyes, it would be like a blurry image.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing, where it's not such high contrast. From there, like there's this one, it's called Highway song, and it's Tyler Durden sitting in a bathtub smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
But it's like a bunch of filters covering it. It's a dark image. I could picture Tyler Durden as any person I ever wanted, or ever just whatever, any person I knew that I could, if I wanted to see that in the TV, I could see that. I could picture him smoking a cigarette, a blunt, a pipe. He was holding whatever he wanted. I could morph his hand into like alien hands.
Yeah.
All sorts of shit. It's fucking.
It's kind of like psychic. Your psychic. It's like not a superpower. You know what I mean?
It's like a knob.
It's
and you
it's
turn
like
up,
and then all of a
just
sudden you can
amplifies
morph. You
reality.
can morph the world around you with the high enough dose. You can do that, dude. Like straight up, and it's different for everybody. But like,
It's fucking
dude, this could be
Yeah.
this could be animated for me. He's
that's-
surfing down, and it could, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's like it could be that.
And the cool thing about that is that's already true, just in maybe not like necessarily a more boring sense, but in a we don't live in the same reality as that. That's not our reality. That's only our reality internally. Externally, that's not our reality. Now, where you go, I think that is the truth, and I think ultimately, I'm sure if the theory of dimensions is real, we're in the third dimension, right? I think that
Mhm.
somewhere there is this 2D dimension where something exists, and ultimately, I think God, our form of God, is the fourth dimension, time, because God was here always. And then once you get to God status, I can't remember what the fifth dimension is, but that's where He goes, and then it just keeps transcending dimensions.
So
Energy never gets created or destroyed, and so
Yeah.
therefore, we gotta continue.
we are energy. There's energy flowing through our bodies, always.
Well, it makes more sense though is if we just keep going in the cycle, and that's reincarnation.
Yeah. Which I've thought about that a good bit. Reincarnation. I mean, it makes sense. It really
I
does.
can read this to you. This is freaking something Duncan Trussell said, but it's about reincarnation. Where is my gallery? How far is it? We are at the 41-minute mark.
Hey, making good. Hey, it's felt like 10 minutes.
Yeah, you get into the flow of the conversation. That's why a lot of people think you want to have a list of things to talk about, or no, you just
You don't. I mean, it could help, but I mean,
ultimately it's
don't
like
need it.
tripping. You just gotta let go.
exactly.
Like-
If you try to schedule what you want to do during a trip, it's never going how it's planned.
Well, that's why I hate to think about the future and just think about tomorrow, or it's like no, just here now is good. Whatever
I did have that epiphany.
anything and everything and all that I could do now. And so I can only do one thing at a time. And so why not just be here now fully? That way, whatever I do, I get to truly enjoy.
Exactly.
And then you get to this weird state of like, I want to play video games. I want to play video games. I want to make a song. I want to make a song. I wanna do a
Yes,
podcast. I wanna do a
it's like
podcast.
you can do
I
whatever you
wanna do it.
want.
And it's like, and no, well, the thing is, you're no longer using these things to escape something. So
You're doing them because you
the
like.
opposite of addiction is not sobriety. It's passion.
Yes.
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 It's so you just
Yeah,
gotta-
I really like that, dude. That is good because I feel like is what stops my. That is what stops me from pursuing my passions is addictions to, and it could be anything. It could be drugs. It could be a habitual thing, behavioral thing. It could be anything.
habits.
And addicted to anxiety, even like
Habits.
could you frame it like that? That you are
It's
addicted
habits.
to being
Yeah,
anxious.
You have thought patterns, thought habits. I call them thought habits because that's really what it is. You wake up in
Yeah.
the morning and try to, as soon as you can remember to, have a journal right by your bedside. Just as soon as you can remember to, as soon as you wake up, between the time of your eyes opening and you getting to that journal, how do you feel? What do you feel?
Mhm.
Are you okay? How is it? And you'll find that, I believe most people, including myself, horrible, shitty, negative, just not good. You don't want to wake up. You want to go back to bed. Also, look, just a mumble jumble of feelings. But either way, those first 20 minutes of the morning and like 20 minutes before you actually fall asleep, if you're really positive in just those moments, your whole, I swear, your whole day just fucking lifts.
Yeah.
And anytime I don't do that shit, my average base level dopamine drops.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense, and the fact that I'm gonna ask.
So here's this thing Duncan Trussell wrote. Do I exist? Because I exist, that prior to me coming into existence is this physical thing, my human body. There was the potential for me to exist since the beginning of time. So because if you are here, that means that your potential has always been here. So when you die, your potential must also always be here because you were here once. And that means that we exist as the unmanifested and the manifested. But if you have manifested, doesn't that mean then that you are here forever, either as your manifested or unmanifested form?
That is really cool.
Isn't it safe to say that because you have manifested once, isn't it fairly logical to say that there is in an infinite scale of time some probability that you would manifest again? That shit.
It's gotta be, right?
It's that shit is like, well, what the fuck else could it be? It makes much more sense to me that we don't just cease to exist.
Yeah.
I think everything that we are may cease to exist, and that's where atheists get their whole niche. But ultimately, if it still forms into something else, then it really never ceased to exist. It just changed. That's all.
That's partly the reason why I like to think that I'm not scared of death, because
Don't be.
I was.
It says, you know what it says more than anything else in the Bible? Do not fear.
Yes.
It says that most.
Yeah. Do not fear, and I don't fear. I feel like I don't fear death because before I was born, I was living it. I was living the same thing. I was living death.
Yes.
I was living death before that. Before I was born. You know, and it must have not been so bad. You know.
Well,
I just became my potential finally manifested.
Have you ever heard of the Buddhism wheel of life?
Yeah,
You have?
I've heard of it.
So what it is I'll clarify it, but it's basically where there's gods, and then you die. Let's say you die. You go to this holy place. You're God. You love it. Problem with that is you forget what it's like to be human. And so then you start thinking, oh my God, this might end. I need to hold on to this. I have to fight the other gods. I have to keep my goodness. Otherwise, I'm going to go to hell. And then you find yourself fighting other gods, losing love, going to hell. And so then you wake up and you find yourself in hell. And then finally you're raging, you're sad, you're depressed, you're miserable, all these things. And then, well, eventually you're like, well, maybe it'd be a good thing to do something nice. And then you start going back up, and then you find yourself back into the realm of the humans. And you die, you wake up as God, and maybe all of these realms are different animals that you could possibly reincarnate into.
Yeah, for sure. It's very appealing.
I think it's very logical to say that if Earth were destroyed, maybe heaven comes with that. Maybe heaven is stuck to this Earth.
I just feel like it's beyond space. It's beyond
Ultimately,
space.
that is the other way to see it. Yeah, because if it's beyond physical space, you could say, then yeah. Well, I don't know what that would make that.
It's just incomprehensible. It's unfathomable. Like, you know what I mean? Even the universe alone is unfathomable. We could not wrap our brains around the sheer immenseness of the cosmos. You know what I mean?
So,
and
how do you perceive people that could give two F's about this kind of stuff? Because I have a hard time, like, not long ago, I was hanging out with some buddies, and there were some buddies there that they said they didn't like shrooms, they didn't like tripping, because they had a horrible time. And
they're scared of...
Well, I feel like it's the right thing to love them.
Yeah, they're scared of thinking.
How the fuck can you can't help them in a way. You literally can't help them. You can't do anything because you're just like, dude, I'm telling you just gotta trip again and again and again and again. And eventually, you'll get so sick and tired of yourself that you'll either kill yourself or you'll stop being such an asshole to yourself. One or the other.
It's just, they're not setting the intention to make it a good time. They're going into it scared and anxious, and they're going into it not knowing that it could be such that...
What type of person would that be?
What do you mean?
What type of person would that manifest itself as? The way I would see that would be like, I don't think it would be shocking if most bosses that took psychedelics probably had a shitty time, especially if they were shitty bosses. I guarantee you every shitty boss, if they ever tripped, it would be a horrible
If you're
trip.
a shitty person, it will show you are a shitty person.
Yes.
I mean, that's how it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And then so everyone that has a bad trip, it's like, I love you, dog. I'm not gonna judge you for that. Come on now, don't hate yourself.
Yeah, it's
And
like
then they'll get butthurt, and I'm like, dude, no, literally,
that's
I've been there too. I felt
Yeah.
the exact same thing. You're okay. Smile. Fucking stop jamming a stick up your ass and then crying to everybody as to why it hurts.
it's like
And that's
Yeah.
that's what I found myself doing so much. And it's like, oh my god, it's almost embarrassing, especially if you're tripping around other people and you have a bad trip. You find yourself in this weirdly embarrassing situation where you're accepted, but you feel like you shouldn't be doing these things because
Yeah,
it's
but
just
yeah.
hurting yourself for no reason. And I call that, another phrase for that would be victim, playing the victim, victimhood, always crying wolf.
yeah, and I just
A problem I have with.
we all have things to.
I mean, it's everyone's gonna have that. Yes, I'm guilty of it too. I'm not saying I'm not, but simply be aware of that. And then not only that, you can't be aware of the bad parts about you without either ignoring them or doing something about it. And so then from there, if you can find a group of people that is aware of these things, from there you can select the people that are not only aware of it, but they're not ignoring them, and they're constantly making it better. And so then you can even shrink that circle deeper to where the people that are trying to make it better aren't like doing it in a negative way. They're not, let's say, working out every single day. They're not trying to ignore some parts of themselves by doing some extreme tasks to push away the pain, to try to. It's like water. You can't freeze the water and turn it into ice cube. The pain's still there. The only way you can really enjoy it is to realize that you're water, and you love water, and that's what you are. You're just water. And so, is this poisonous water? Well, sometimes. Is it whatever kind of water? Does shit get in the water? Sure, whatever. But you just go with the flow. And then you can shrink your circle down even more. The people that do that, and not only that, they have fun. And that's the kind of person that I hope to find one day. And that's why I don't really have friends. I don't talk to people. I don't.
Well, what do you mean by the type of person who just you don't think? Are you just saying most people in your life
People don't.
They don't wanna have fun
try
or-
new things.
they don't want to have fun or think deeply about things?
I don't really think deeply. It's like I have no clue what to do. Let's go eat. Fuck that. Let's go do something. No, we're not gonna do anything. I like doing stuff that fight the battle you'll lose and win. And so then you can only win by not even fighting. You have to approach it with love. And so then ultimately,
What are you fighting?
love is not going to win by itself. You have to give it a better price for surrender than that the anger would get or the evil would get by conquering the love. So then you offer that to the evil inside of you, and then not only that, you invite the evil in, but you have fun with it in a way that the evil sees why it's good to be good. And so then you just, the parts of the evil that reject being good, you let them exist, and eventually they'll walk away. But the parts that like being good, you can have fun with it. And then suddenly, you find yourself in this void of unknown where you are just continually watching life unfold for you like you were in front of the gates of heaven and God was just blasting you with everything you could ever dream of. And that's what 8 tabs feels like.
And that's what it does feel. Man, that's pretty. It's selling me on it, man.
It's not shit. You gotta do
I will definitely take a big dose of it. My biggest
I
dose of
would not recommend 10 grams of shrooms because unless you want to like have that heaven, but acid.
yes. LSD's better. In my opinion. It's the
It's
goat.
good for love and everything, but let's say you do have an issue or you do
Shrooms
have
is
some
better.
internal. Yeah, shrooms is better. Shrooms is better for like.
Shrooms is better for that, being more introspective. But I have not had a single moment where acid's been bad.
Not really, no. Now, whenever I was 17 and I was depressed and I was suicidal and I was on meth, those were some horrible acid trips. I mean, they were fun, but I had a lot of pain in me.
Yeah,
And
a lot
so
of
I
pain.
went-
Yeah.
I definitely.
That's
I
why.
mean, I did a lot of psychedelics when I was miserable, and I'm not recommending it. Don't do it. For me, though, I don't think anything else would have worked.
Yeah.
No. Because, like, even now, it's so hard to turn down the Xanax. It's
Yeah.
so hard. It's the amount of fun I could have, and it's like, why not? I might die in a car wreck tomorrow. Why not? Why not? I literally might die tomorrow, so. And then having to understand that you have to bet your life on the long game. And by doing that, you're rewarding yourself and you're learning how to get out of your own way. And that's really what 21 to 22 has taught me.
Yeah.
It's fucking. And then you find I can't say names, but there are people at work that I really just could not give two flying fucks about.
Oh no, I definitely feel the same way.
It's.
Even though I try to.
I hate feeling obligated to like love things. I don't like feeling obligated.
Yeah, but I try to like everybody, and I try to enjoy everyone for how they are. But some people just make it really, really hard. They make it really, really hard to like them, you know? And it's like, really the only time I ever dislike...
It's really funny because if you hang around those people long enough, you'll always hear, I don't like myself. Somewhere down the line.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
why people... I mean, that's inherently why bullies do it. Bullies. You know, that's genuinely... Why people like that do that is because they have their own
Power
insecurities.
tripping.
They have their... Yeah, that, and they have their own insecurities, and they are projecting their insecurities on other people and judging people to shift the eyes off of them. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what it is.
It's whether it be something that they did or anything and everything. Yeah. And that's where some people really don't like this room. There was one time I had a girl trip. I gave her 2 grams, and I did 2 grams, and it was it was very, let's just say we both, it was like one of those shroom trips where 2 grams felt like 7 grams. It was
Yeah.
weird. It was a strong fucking batch. But either way, she flipped her shit out and just had, I've never seen anyone go that crazy. And it was definitely a learning experience in the sense that I shouldn't just give anybody shrooms or psychedelics, because that's very...
You gotta just feel them out, dude, because
Yeah, well,
not everybody needs to take them. That's why I was gonna say it needs to be legal, but it needs to be regulated like firearms do.
Well, I wish that there was a schooling system about it where you could take a class, you could learn all about it, you would study it, you would learn what it was like to feel.
And you have a license to take it.
And
You know
then
what I
that
mean?
way, that way, whenever you do trip, you're fine. You're
Yeah.
taking care of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It could be like that. That would make it better. I mean, they're already legal in Oregon and where else? Colorado?
Maine, I believe, or Michigan. Parts
Yeah.
of Michigan. It's one of those.
So,
where
I mean,
shrooms you can't
it
pick up.
could very well be like a license system, you know? Take a quiz like you're taking a driver's
Yeah.
test.
Like if
or-
you're
or a
crackhead, you
permit
probably
test,
should-
whatever.
No, if you're a crackhead, or you're like
Yeah, it's like a
breaking the
survey.
law, if you're something, you probably shouldn't be allowed to. Maybe only for rehabilitation.
Yeah. But,
What mark are we at now?
an hour? About-
58
just about.
minutes. We'll cut it off soon. We'll cut off the hour mark.
But, yeah, man. So what do you think about Datura? You think you would ever want to
Yes.
Dude, it's literally only bad. Like, there's never a good thing, but
Oh
like,
yeah. Oh shit.
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Only if I was chained down, tied down.
Yeah.
I would not.
Yeah, exactly. That might make it worse.
I'm not saying
That
people.
might make it worse, though. Hey, but you know that website, Erowid? Erowid? It's existed since the early internet, and it is all about psychoactives and the humans and the effect on the human psyche. And it lists all the different psychoactive drugs you could ever think of, even caffeine. I mean, everything is there.
Send this to me.
It's an amazing website.
Send me the link.
It is
Send-
genuinely the website where you can know the truth about any substance.
That's what
Instead of
yeah.
having all the propaganda and
Yeah,
stuff pop up.
just being
It's Erowid.net.
told to shut up and that you don't deserve to know. Like, who the fuck are you to what the fuck? No, fuck
Yeah.
that. I should get no.
Erowid.org. Documenting the
You
complex
should be able to share it.
documenting the complex relationship between humans and psychoactives. And so my favorite so let's go to chemicals, right? And then you have the list of everything. You got, whatever the name is, the other names, the slang, the effects. So let's say we wanted to go to LSD. There you go, LSD 25. It is the best known and most researched psychedelic. It is the standard which all other psychedelics are compared. It is active at extremely blah, 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 And it shows general information, FAQ, color blindness, purity discussion, all these different things about LSD, articles about it. And then there's natural sources of it. There's related vaults. There's history of LSD. There's characters, Albert Hoffman,
Send this shit to me now.
It's great. It's great stuff. But my favorite is experiences. And you go to more, you click more. There are, on this website, you can read 2,600 trip reports from people who've taken LSD. And it says what dose they did, where they were at. They are just stories. It's just stories.
Fuck yeah.
And I love it. I love it. That's why I was reading the Datura shit and the Salvia shit. It's just so fascinating. I love reading people's experiences on that stuff. So I'll send it to you. It's a really cool website. I could be on there for hours, dude.
Hell yeah. I don't know shit about websites, but yeah, I'll check that out. I have a few people I need to send that to.
Yeah, definitely right up
your alley. A few people
alley.
judge me so harshly for taking some of these things.
Yeah.
And
It's literally all truthful. It just is truth. It's nothing but facts.
A lot more facts than what you find on quote-unquote Google search feed.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that ends episode 8. Namaste.